Good afternoon, and welcome to another edition of LG's House. I'm LG, and this is my house. And out in the backyard, as usual, is none other than Gary Bartholomew Lawrence Snyder.
That's the full name, man.
Yeah.
What's up, man? Happy number 18, baby. We are legal.
Oh, shit.
18 shows, bro.
Oh, we can start an OnlyFans
We
now.
could do
We're 18.
OnlyFans. We could fuck old men, and they won't be in trouble now. I mean, we can do all these things, man. It feels good being legal.
Yeah, we can vote.
We're not naughty little underagers no more.
We can't buy cigarettes, and we can't
do
drink.
that. Can't
but
do that.
yeah, we can die for the country.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
hell yeah.
Yeah. Fuck yeah, man! I love that fucking song and I love that fucking movie. I saw that in the movie theaters and I was fucking laughing like I have never ever laughed before in a movie theater.
It was ahead of its time.
It was ahead of its time. Such a great idea.
You know, Trey Parker and Matt Stone actually hated making that movie. They say they'll never, ever, ever do a puppet movie ever again.
I saw that. It was a documentary, right?
There's like a doc about it. Yeah, about how much they hated it.
But you know what, man? Again,
I'd say that's on them, though, because they put themselves on this grueling schedule. You know, they should have demanded more time with it.
Yeah, they're geniuses and they're workaholics and they're funny as fuck. So
that's the way they like to work.
That's the way they do it, man.
Yeah, that's the way they produce South Park, too.
Well, yeah. Like it was South Park in 7 days, right? And
yeah, exactly. That's the other doc about how they make South Park in less than 7 days, basically.
well, I watched that, and the whole time I had anxiety. I couldn't imagine being on their side and being on their production team, I guess, doing it, I guess, with big money, real money, like saying we got to get this going, and for them to come up with all that stuff and edit it and everything like that.
That's how that was their formula for success. They were so timely with the current events and the pop culture reactions that I wonder if they still do that. I think it's a lot more streamlined now for them, mass produced. I'm not sure if they're still stressing themselves out as they were back then, but
yeah, because it doesn't come out like the way that it did. You can tell like there's just more spacing and more.
Well, they take years off too now.
Like
and then during once the pandemic hit, they took whole seasons, whole years off. I'm not saying seasons, but
yeah.
And they came out with specials. They would release these, movies like 1 hour, 2 hour specials here and there.
You know what? And they deserve it. They've done so much with South Park that they can do this, and as a fan, they can do whatever they want, man. Yeah. They win. I still want to see the Book of Mormon because
I haven't seen it yet either. Yeah,
it wins all these awards.
I next time it rolls through town, let's make it a point to see it. Or if we can do a destination thing, let's go see it.
My favorite episode is the Bro Down about getting. You take your girl out to a play, on Broadway, and she's going to give you like sloppy toppy for like an hour or two, because it's like a treat for a treat type situation. So they play off of that. And at the very end of that episode, it's all, now go see the Book of Mormon. You know what I mean? Because that's when they just released it. Oh. So yeah, I've been wanting to check out that play. And
it'd be really cool to go see it on Broadway.
Well,
off Broadway.
Have you seen a play?
Yeah. I've seen a couple in New York. The only place I've ever been to have been New York. One was on Broadway, one was off Broadway, which is like a street over.
Well, what was the play? I've never been to a play.
I saw Wicked.
You saw Wicked?
Yeah, I saw Wicked, and then I saw something called Nice Work If You Can Get It, starring Matthew Broderick, or AKA Ferris Bueller.
That's cool. That's cool.
That show was really cool. It's a musical. And he was cool. He actually, after the show, he walked out into the audience and signed autographs with everybody. But Book of Mormon, Trey Parker and Matt Stone. I just got my Casa Bonita membership card.
Yeah, man. Hold up. Put that close to the.
Yeah, there you go. I got to block out the numbers so you can't steal it from me. But there you go.
Yeah, dude. Look at
I'm a founding member of Casa Bonita, and it says right here that. What does it say? It says, the most exclusive club in the world. No future invitations will ever be extended. Yeah. I have no idea what this means.
Well, you know what? Like, fuck, the secret society, Skull and Bones, Illuminati, fuck all that. This is the club that you want to be a part of, the Casa Bonita Club.
Yeah.
In
Apparently,
Colorado.
I can get, like, VIP reservations or something like that.
Well, we got to go. And you said it's outside of Colorado, right?
It's outside of Denver. Yeah.
Okay,
outside of Denver. Yeah.
I'm taking it outside of the state. Cool.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, it's in Iraq. Cool.
It's
Let's
outside
go.
of Denver for sure. I've never been. I always wanted to go, but they filed for bankruptcy right around the pandemic when that hit.
Yeah.
And the creators of South Park bought it, and they've been renovating it ever since. And they just opened it up. And if you're not familiar with the show South Park, the Casa Bonita was heavily featured in there as Cartman's favorite place to go for like birthday celebrations and whatnot. They've got like cliff divers, and it's like a dinner and a show basically.
But do they have the cliff divers actually at the restaurant?
Yes.
Damn, that's crazy.
Yeah.
That's badass, man.
Yeah. It's a show.
Well, see,
Yeah.
I grew up, and I'm thinking the food's not going to be authentic. I'm thinking it's going to be like ponchos. Remember ponchos with the flag and stuff? And
Oh,
like,
yeah,
you
yeah.
raise
Raise the
up,
flag.
man. Raise
Yeah,
the flag,
raise the
man.
flag.
So you go there. Does that mean we're taking a shot or what? I mean, you're throwing that sample
No,
out.
that just meant like, raise the flag, man.
No, I think it
Yeah,
meant raise. I think it meant raise something else up.
All right, we can do that.
Hey, man, I'm on vacation. This is my vacation mode. I've been working like 7-8 days in a row.
Okay, it's 1 p.m., but
Hey, life's a risk, carnal.
Take it.
hey,
Salud.
salud.
Yeah.
Give me some chon chon.
No, so like no, like I was saying, like 8 days in a row. I'm off like 5 days. Next day, I'm going to Austin this weekend. But tonight, I'm going to be going with a really good friend of mine. It's actually his birthday today, so happy birthday, Ernest. But I'm going with him to go see a band at Paper Tiger called Voodoo Glow Skulls.
Go, shorty.
Have you seen?
It's your birthday.
Yeah. Have you heard? Have you heard of the band? It's like ska-core. It's like a mixture of like ska, punk, hardcore.
Okay.
You know, a little bit of funk in there as well.
That sounds cool.
Dude, it's a lot.
They
of
got
fun.
horns?
Horns all up in it. Man.
Damn.
It is really good, man.
If they got
put it in the
horns,
boys'
I'm
butt.
in.
Yeah, it's so
Yeah.
fucking good, man. And it kind of got me thinking too, man. Like, yes, ska-core is still going on, but remember in the mid '90s when the whole ska movement kind of like swept over like all of America, and every like city, including San Antonio, had ska bands that just started coming out of the woodwork, and it got very like kind of,
I don't know if I remember that because in the mid 90s I was like 12 years old. But
Oh shit! I always
Yeah,
forget
yeah.
how young you are. Yeah. Okay. So
I remember No Doubt and Sublime.
well, that was like the third wave, I think.
Okay, yeah.
Well, no,
I don't
no.
remember early ska.
No, I could be wrong with that, honestly. But like, okay, so this movement came, and I think it got started by like, I don't know, like music, like when this guy named Brian Seltzer or Skeltzer, whatever, like he was in this band called
Okay.
the Stray Cats back in the 80s, right? And
I have heard of them, yes.
Yeah, and now he moved into like a big band swing thing. So now like kind of rockabilly and swing kind of started like blooming, and then ska came with that, and there was just like resurgence of that. And of course Sublime and No Doubt helped with that. And so Voodoo Glow Skulls didn't necessarily, I don't want to say, I guess it was already bubbling from California. You know what I mean? And then it just so perfect timing, just like No Doubt and stuff like that. But they were like, again, like just more faster, aggressive, and they were, just good music. And they came to San Antonio a few times, but they haven't been to San Antonio in like 10 years. And the last time I saw them was like 12 years ago, but it was in Austin. And every time they came to San Antonio at the White Rabbit, and I'm going to date myself, White Rabbit is where Paper Tiger is at now.
Yes.
And that was our venue, right? Like, I don't know if you caught some of the White Rabbit. Well, you didn't because you were fucking in diapers, right? The heydays.
I remember White Rabbit, yes.
Okay.
I never went to a show there, but yes.
But if you're into punk rock or like the subculture of like ska or whatever, like it was going to be played at the White Rabbit or Sam's Burger Joint and things like that, so that's where you went. So I remember when ska movement kind of came out, and there was like, there were some ska bands in San Antonio that were actually doing pretty good. But what freaks me out about after the ska movement, and I think you had to catch this because now this is when you're getting a little bit older. Remember when like the whole like new metal, like Fred Durst, Limp Bizkit ripoff band started happening in San Antonio? Do you remember that?
No.
You don't remember that? You weren't
glad
doing
I don't.
that was the dark times.
Yeah,
I call
no.
that the dark music times.
I don't remember that at all.
Well, I didn't even go out to shows, because it was just nothing was happening, and nobody really was coming through San Antonio at the time. And if they did, it wasn't San Antonio. It was like Austin or somewhere else. So there was a time where I felt like San Antonio was just getting skipped, and I think it was around that like Limp Bizkit new metal time. You know what I mean? And so I was kind of checked out of it. And okay, I don't know if you're going to believe me because I know you didn't believe the Beyonce story, but I performed at the White Rabbit, and it was with our mutual friend Jeff and another friend of mine. And this was during the Limp Bizkit time.
Okay.
So let me explain this real quick. So Jeff meets this guy, at the pool at the apartments we were living at. His name was D, right? Really, really cool guy. He used to come over. We smoked blunts and we start rapping and over beats and freestyling, having a fun time.
What was his name?
D? D's nuts. And then, so he has a birthday party, right? We go to this birthday party, and of course we're getting drunk, we're high, and he's like, "Hey, let's all rap. Sounds good, right?" Puts on the beats, we start rapping, having so a cipher starts to build, right? There's a guy there that was like a friend of a friend, some white guy. He's like, "Hey man, I rap too. Can I join?" You're like, "Yeah, join the cipher." So we're all rapping, having a fun time. And he's like, "Dude, man, I love the way y'all flow, man. Like my band's playing next Saturday at the White Rabbit. We kind of sound like this, aka Limp Bizkit ripoff." He's like, "But I think my band would be cool with it. The band would do a beat, and y'all just y'all three come up there and y'all just do what y'all did, like right here at this party, man." Because he really dug the way that we were like freestyling.
The energy. Y'all brought the energy.
He loved the energy, man.
All right.
And keep in mind, this is the dark times, in San Antonio. I haven't been out. I don't know who's popping, who's hot, what band is this or that. I'm just done with the music scene in general because, again, this Limp Bizkit shit. So anyways, Saturday comes, Jeff has been communicating with them. He's like, "Yeah, good to go. We're 11 o'clock. We're in the main act. Cool." So the band was called Low Key. That's the name of the band, right? And so we're going to the White Rabbit here, thinking we're going to be in the backstage area. We're going to be freestyling in front of like their girlfriends. That's it. Nothing big, man. Fucking get to the White Rabbit, fucking line wrapped around the building. Fucking
Nice.
packed as fuck. And I turned white. Like I look like my name finally, like Gary Snyder. I look white as fuck. I'm pale. I feel like I'm gonna vomit because I didn't think it was gonna be this. I didn't think it was gonna be this at all. Jeff is all amped up. Showtime. He loves this shit. He eats it up, and D eats it up too. Like D's like, "Oh, let's do this," and I'm sitting there like, I'm gonna fucking vomit all over myself.
You had to take like a nervous dump.
No.
Okay.
But I'm going to take shots and I'm going to drink and I'm going to like try to relax and, I got to fucking focus, man. I got to freestyle rap in front of a fucking packed White Rabbit, man. Like this is a big deal. And I didn't know that they were a big deal. I was like, so they were like the Limp Bizkit, turns out, of San Antonio because it was like rock, rap, metal shit.
Keep rolling.
Dude, yeah, rolling on out of here down the street away from me. But like, so, true as shit. The guy says, "All right, guys, we got some friends coming up. They're going to do a little show for y'all." And so we go upstairs. Still this day, I don't remember anything. And Dee's girlfriend was with us, and she was recording the show. So we go up there. We do our thing. Like Jeff goes first, and then it's Dee, and then it's me, right? And we all do a verse. And actually, the beat that they were doing is, live instrumentation. It was actually really good. It was actually a pretty cool fucking beat like we can flow on. And again, till this day, I don't remember at all what I was saying. I'm pretty sure I was like saying something fucking stupid, leaving semen on your belly, kind of smelly like a jelly, like just saying stupid shit. I don't know what the fuck I was saying.
Sure.
But all I know is that it was blacked out of my memory. So we go back home to watch it, right? And I'm like cringy, but Jeff's having a blast. He loved it. And we're watching it and I'm looking at us and now I get to see it from the perspective of the audience, right?
Yeah.
And you look at it and it's me on the left side of the stage. I'm all punked out. Like I'm talking about like leather jacket, patches, spikes, studs, hair's all spiked out. You got D in the middle. He's from Chicago. Do-rag, looking like a gangster, fucking jersey, Spurs jersey, all sagged out. And you got fucking Jeff, on the other side of the stage. Fucking no shirt, wearing overalls, looking like he got out of the fucking crop field.
Damn.
So we looked hilarious, but we looked intriguing. But we did good. We actually did good. So I did perform at the White Rabbit.
So you're saying that this footage exists?
It's fucking there
somewhere.
Dude.
Where? Who has it?
I don't know, man. I think who knows.
We need to find that.
No one will ever see this.
We need to find that footage. Who recorded it?
The semen that I'm leaving on your belly, kind of smelly. Yeah, but nah.
Yeah,
That is
I
so-
want to hear you perform that line live.
Yeah, I just did. I just embarrassed my father.
Oh yeah,
Hi,
we
Dad.
are live.
Hi, Dad.
Speaking of being live, thanks for joining us on the LG's House podcast, number 18. We are of age now. JC's up in here. He says, just joining. Love it. We are talking White Rabbit days.
White Rabbit.
This is SA, Glory Days.
Hey, JC, do you remember Wackies? That was further down the strip. And does that sound nasty? I guess it does. But Wackies was a really badass punk venue. And yeah, like a lot of the local punk bands played there, like Swag, a.k.a. Spank with a Goodie, and Your Naked Mother, which is another band.
Okay.
Dude, the best band name
The names
ever.
are great.
Your
yeah.
Naked Mother, the best. What are you going to do tonight? Oh, I'm going to go see Your Naked Mother. Isn't that the best like punk band name ever? Your Naked Mother? Perfect. And the music
works.
was good. The music was good, man.
It definitely works. That's for sure.
Yeah, so I'm going to go see, Voodoo Glow Skulls tonight. So it's going to be good, man. At the Paper Tiger, a.k.a.
That
X.
sounds dope.
Yeah, it's going to be dope, man.
Dope. Yeah. If I didn't have stuff to do, I'd be down.
Shit, what you doing tonight, man?
Oh, well, we'll be doing a Better Off show tonight. I'm not sure what time exactly, but we'll be on the air again. I've been podcast mania lately. So yeah, did over 2.5 hours of Sports Cave last night during the draft.
Yeah.
A marathon podcast. And now doing this show and going to have another one tonight. So lots of airtime. Get your fix of LG tonight. And now on LG's House. Appreciate you guys. Hit that subscribe button for me. We're at like 404. We need to get to 500. And Gary's going to shave his butthole.
Not at 500, man.
Okay.
That's now.
All right.
Here we go, guys.
You'll do that for free, right?
Oh, yeah,
you don't
that's
need
for
any
free.
subs.
Well,
Yeah.
yeah.
And if anybody wants to see that, Gary will do it on demand.
Well,
So
since I'm 18,
hit him up on his DMs.
Since I'm 18 now, it'll be on my OnlyFans. Just
There you go.
$2.99 a month.
Yeah, you can monetize it now. You don't have to give it away for free anymore.
Bro, I gotta make money now, man. I'm
Yeah.
tired of being taken advantage of. That can happen no more.
Yep, legal,
Dude.
legal beagle.
Okay, so Tuesday, check this out. I was at home and I was like, man, I got to put on something to watch.
What you watching?
So, man, I think this is the guy equivalent of like a rom-com or something that just when you watch it. And okay, let me ask this question to you before I tell you what movie I watched. As a guy, what movie as a guy that when you watch it, you automatically break into tears, man? Like the story builds up and then it just brings you to tears. It's emotional. What movie is that? I mean, I know it's kind of on the spot, so it could cause your brain to like gridlock, I guess. But if you can't think about it, I'll tell you, I think this is a universal movie that does that to every guy.
Yeah, I got nothing. I can't remember the last time a
Okay.
movie brought me to tears.
Well, you're a hard-ass gangster from Oakland. Carved from streets. Yeah, that's a good sample. So, okay, so the movie I saw was Rudy. Remember Rudy?
Oh yeah.
Okay, so people that don't know about Rudy, but it's literally about like a guy that has this dream of playing in a game or playing, being on the football team at Notre Dame. And he's like 5 foot nothing, weighs 100 and nothing, whatever. He's just small as fuck. But through determination and, willpower, he's able to get on the team. And it's based off of a true story.
Mm-hmm.
And so I'm sitting there watching this movie as it builds in its plot. And, he's able to achieve his dreams by playing in this one game. And, just doing his thing. And he's getting carried off the field on everybody and stuff like that. I'm drinking wine. I'm sitting there drinking wine, having a nice buzz, crying my ass off in my underwear on the couch. And I'm just like, fucking Rudy every single time, man. Every single time I watch this movie, it just brings me to tears. And I just think that that's our guy equivalent, man. That movie don't bring you to tears, man?
Man, I've only seen it once, and no,
Man.
it didn't bring me to tears.
All right, well, we're going to have to like get in our underwear first and then drink wine and watch the movie. That's the
I
order.
can't really think of a movie that's brought me to tears. Maybe
God, you're so hardcore, bro.
fucking
hardcore.
What's the movie with the never-ending story when I was a kid?
Oh.
When the horse died.
Dude, that's so traumatic.
Yeah.
That is so traumatic. I cried.
Atreyu's horse.
Yeah. Did you cry with E.T. when they take off the cliff and everything?
I didn't like E.T. I thought it was dumb.
Man, you look like E.T.
I really did. I thought it was a stupid movie. I was like, what? This is a dumb movie.
God, you're a hardcore gangster, bro.
I don't know. E.T. was before my time, I think.
Damn.
So, yeah, JC says he hit that spot up when he was in town back in the day.
Oh, yeah, JC, bro. JC knows about old school, man. He knows what's up.
I guess so. I guess I don't know about old school.
Well, you were like 12.
Yeah, I was born in 83, by the way.
83.
Yeah, I'm
so
team 83.
Well, so everything was really when you were like hitting the peak. It was 2000s, early 2000s, right? So what was going on around that time? I mean, I guess the Limp Bizkit shit was dying off, right?
I mean, I think it was, like right at its peak right then, wasn't it? 2000?
Okay, so you're 18 around what, 2006, something like that?
Yeah, something like that.
What was happening around that time? Oh, yeah, this is just a sucky time in music, bro. Yeah.
Yeah.
Dark times.
I was 18 before that, but yeah, it was dumb. It was I don't know. The music was not great. That was like the end of hip hop was dying at that point. I was into hip hop mostly at that point.
Yeah, no, you're
and that was on the decline of hip hop. Those like 2005 and on. Pretty much, I would say.
No, I was.
Yeah. Anyway, speaking of shows in San Antonio, the Big Texas Comic Con has announced that they're going to be doing a damn deal in October at the Henry B. Gonzalez Convention Center, which is still kicking. Mm-hmm. And have you ever been to a Comic Con?
No.
People dress out and stuff. So San Antonio has like a bunch of different conventions throughout the year that could be Comic Cons. They're just like named different things.
Okay.
Like the anime convention, blah, 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 comic book convention. But
I went to the Space Con.
okay, so you see, they do stuff like that. It's con this, con that. But
I saw Will Shatner speak. It was kind of cool.
nice. Did you get an autograph?
No.
How much were they?
I just stayed away from all that noise.
You know, Mark Hamill charges $400 for like an autograph.
Woo.
Yeah. And that's for like a little 8x10 that he provides.
Yeah, well, yeah. Got to make your money, man. I get it. Because he's not really working that much except for that one. But he got killed
he
off.
understands that like this immediately is going to be worth a lot of money for whoever he signs it.
That's
so
true.
like, oh, he's well paid. He's making money.
So have you been to a con?
I've been to one, but it wasn't like a big one. There wasn't a lot of people dressed up, and I think it was just like I went on the last day. It was no good, but there's a couple stars they've announced that are going to be at the Big Texas Comic Con on October 17th through 19th at the Henry B. And one of the stars is one of the main stars from the movie Superbad. You remember that movie?
Oh yeah, man. Yeah.
So can you take a guess of which star would be showing up to the San Antonio Big Texas Comic Con?
Probably the guy that they were like the weird guy that invited them to the party.
That would be hilarious. The dude that drives the car.
Yep. That has to be.
Dude, I love that dude. That dude's a great actor.
It has to be something like subpar role. You know what I mean?
It's more prominent than that.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's more prominent than that.
Okay, a girl or guy?
It's a guy. Yeah. I'll give you a hint. His name is where I wrote it down over here. Chris Mintz-Plasse.
Damn, I don't know any. Maybe the guy that was on coke saying, "Hey man, send me a song, bro."
No,
Okay, cool.
it's more prominent.
So that would have been my role.
He's one of the main roles.
God damn.
It's not the main role, but
Okay.
he's a supporting actor in this movie.
Okay, tell me. I just don't know.
McLovin.
Oh, McLovin.
Yeah,
Okay.
McLovin.
Oh, that's main role right there. Okay.
Christopher Mintz-Plasse will be there
That's his name. Huh?
signing stories. Yeah, JC says it's cold bringing up never-ending stories. See, that gave a lot of people traumatic experiences.
It really,
man.
no, it really did.
And
man.
I'm not a big fan of Never-Ending Story, honestly. I don't get all nostalgic, and I'm not like, hey, I want to watch that. But I do remember that scene because it leaves a scar on you as a kid.
I don't know, man. I think I'm too hypersensitive. I've definitely cried at certain movie points where I felt like no one else was, and I'm like looking around and shit in the movie theater. I'm just sitting there like sniffling. So I don't know.
Man.
I think I'm just a little hypersensitive. I don't know.
Okay, it happens sometimes. I think if I'm drinking more, it's more effective.
So going back to McLovin, he's going to be there.
He'll be there. Yeah.
Okay. So this is what blows my mind about nowadays, because back then, I mean, obviously, I'm sure it probably was there, but because now social media opens up everything. But I don't know, man. It just didn't seem like it was there. And it is referring to hot, nerdy girls that are cosplaying now and all up in it. I've never seen so many beautiful, chicas.
Well, apparently, yeah.
Dude, like you go there and I'm falling, like, you know what I mean? It's like, oh my God.
That's kind of like I want to go. I want to see all the
Yeah.
freaks. I want to see the freaks come out.
Woof.
Freaks come out at the
they're
Comic Con. Apparently, the San Diego one's the holy grail.
Man, that's the holy grail, bro.
We got to make it a point to go out to one of those.
Oh my God, I'm gonna get arrested.
He touched me.
Yeah,
So McLovin will be there at the one here in San Antonio, and they've also announced someone else who will be there. Are you familiar with the Cinemax series Banshee?
Mm-mm.
Are you familiar with somebody named Anthony Starr?
Sounds like a porno name, but no.
It really does.
It does.
Yeah,
I was like, damn.
Yeah. Are you familiar with the show called The Boys?
I've heard of The Boys, yeah.
You haven't seen The Boys
I haven't
on
seen The
Amazon.
Boys, man.
Do yourself a favor. Watch season 1 of The Boys if you have Amazon.
Okay.
And then you'll end up watching the rest of the seasons.
Yeah.
But Anthony Starr is a.k.a. Homelander, the star of The Boys. Now, this is going to be a way bigger draw than McLovin because this is like the main character of The Boys, basically. There's a lot of main characters, but most would argue this guy is what The Boys is all about.
Okay.
And, yeah, if you haven't seen it, I'm not going to hit you with a bunch of spoilers right now, but it's pretty good, and it's pretty shocking.
My brother was recommending this series for me to watch.
I think you would get the humor in it. It's really dark and shocking humor.
That's why he was recommending it. He was like, yeah, you should check it out. But there's one thing that I suck at. I suck at watching fucking movies and starting these like series and doing it. I just don't do it. I don't know. Maybe I should just drop some Adderall, sit my ass on the couch, and just start watching this stuff. But
season 1 will reel you in.
Okay.
It will.
Okay.
It will. You'll be like, oh, shit. Yeah, it's a superhero show, but it's not your typical superhero show. So it's like an anti-superhero show almost. I highly recommend it. So he'll be there, and I guarantee people are going to be fighting over getting like this dude. I don't know what awards he's won for this role, but he should win them all.
Okay.
Yeah. If there's any award he's eligible for this role right here, he should win all of them. That's all I can say. Because I don't want to go into details because you haven't seen it.
Okay. So
I'm sure most of our audience has seen it.
So I'm looking at your shirt. It says Ocean Beach. That's in Is that a real beach in California, or is that
no? That's a real beach in San Diego, California.
Okay.
Yeah, it's the hippie beach is what they call it. It's pretty nice, man.
So
I like it.
So what's the
little rundown?
What's the shittiest beach that you ever been to?
Probably Corpus Christi Beach.
Corpus, yeah. I mean,
Texas. Sorry, Texas.
Texas sucks at beaches.
We got into this last show, didn't we? About how we had the best beaches list, and yeah, Texas sucks.
Yeah, that's right. We did get into it. Yeah, no, yeah. Well, there's nothing more depressing because it's like I think we said it last show. Like it's supposed to rejuvenate you, but when you're on a shitty beach, it's not rejuvenating.
I like to spend my money and not be like disappointed. You know? Like you kind of like you go there, you kind of settle for Port A. You're like, all right, let's go to the beach. Where do you want to go? Oh, Port A is only 2 hours away. All right, let's go there.
See, that's why when you're well traveled, right? Like because you've seen some beautiful beaches, I've seen some beautiful beaches. So there's, I mean, we're spoiled, but when you're actually at a real good beach, it does the things that a beach is supposed to do: rejuvenate, make you think about life, look at the waves or the awesome water. And when you go to Corpus, like it does the complete opposite. It makes me think, like, what am I doing in my life? Like, why am I here? I fucked up.
Yeah, for sure. It makes it doesn't relax you when you're dealing with like you're having to skip over jellyfish on the shore. But
what was your favorite beach in Indo? Because we didn't talk about Indo beaches, right?
Indonesia, my favorite beach is Ahmed Beach. It's North Bali.
Yeah.
It's on the island of Bali, and it's on the I want to say northeast. Yeah, it's sort of northeast. And it's in the shadow of Mount Agung, which is the largest volcano on Bali. But since it's in the shadow of that volcano, which has erupted several times in the last 10 years or so.
That's crazy.
Actually, when I went there with you, we got the volcanoes vacation discounts because it was threatening to erupt and everyone canceled their plans. But anyway, the beach is right underneath the volcano, so it's a black sand beach because of all the volcanic ash. But like, man, the you could just snorkel right out right off the shore, and there was just a coral reef right there, and just beautiful life, just aquatic life everywhere. You didn't have to go on a boat or anything, and the water was calm because it's kind of like a little cove. And they had, people on the shore serving you drinks, giving you massages, food, fresh fish,
like making like fresh like ceviche.
Yeah,
like,
there was
you.
fishermen just coming in with fish and taking it right to the people that were grilling it, and you could just order it up, and they'd bring it right to where you were sitting. It was amazing. Best beach I've ever been to, hands down.
Well, when I was in Krabi, Thailand, and I went to those islands over there called the Monkey Islands, and I was in that cove where they'll take you out on that boat.
On the longboat, yeah.
On the longboat, man. And we're doing the snorkeling, and we jump in that water. Beautiful water, man. But, obviously you don't know what's underneath you. I put the snorkel on, and I start snorkeling where now you can see, and I can see all the way to the bottom. And I remember just being totally scared, the way that it looked, the way the coral looked, the way how deep it looked, and it gave me anxiety. I remember I was telling myself, chill, like this is beautiful. Chill out, bro.
Do you have thalassophobia?
What is that?
Fear of deep ocean.
Yes. Yeah.
Me too.
I think that started.
I have that as well.
I think that's I remember one time I had a nightmare. And fucking true nightmare, man, where I was just dropping in the ocean, the deep, dark ocean. So
it's a hell of a nightmare,
dude. I remember I woke up. I was probably snoring and fucking holding my.
You're having
my breath.
heavy sleep apnea.
Yeah,
you were really about to die.
Yeah, I really was.
But you woke up. Yeah.
But I woke up. But it translated to me like drowning. I just kept dropping in this dark.
That's a crazy
water.
visual,
dude,
to put in your head.
Oh God, it was.
Yeah,
and again, going back to that snorkeling thing, and this was after that, so maybe it all tied in together, I guess. But I think it sparked like a phobia because again, I remember just looking down and it was beautiful, but it was fucking scary. And I remember I was in the water for not even like 15 minutes. I was like, I'm done, and I just got back on the boat, and I don't know, I didn't think I was gonna get freaked out by it, but I did.
Man, I was some of the clearest water I've ever seen is North Miami Beach of all places.
Yeah, that's crazy.
It's weird, like how the Gulf, like Texas is right on the worst part of the Gulf. Yeah. Like you go out towards the Caribbean, it's beautiful, and then you go down towards Florida, and the more, the further south you get it, the more beautiful it gets.
Crazy.
Like even South Padres, like you start to see it there a little bit. It looks a little bit better, But yeah, anyway, North Miami Beach had some of the it's a little bit like aqua colored, little greenish tint to it, but it's super clear, and I was amazed by it. And awesome. It scared me by how clear it was. I could see for miles. It felt like, and I just thought freaking Jaws is just gonna show up and like a nose of something's just gonna pop up out of that just clearness. And man, it didn't happen, but it was kind of freaked me out a little bit. Freaked me out.
You've done snorkeling too, right?
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
I've done snorkeling a few times. I'm a big fan of snorkeling as long as it's not in super deep ocean water where it's like, like the waves are just smacking you around. I like to be in calm waters or near the shore, to be honest.
When I was in Belize, they did snorkeling over there as well, but it was like, hey, swim with the nurse sharks, right? The nurse sharks obviously are part of the shark family, but they're not like aggressive. They're supposed they're not just going to see a human being and just start attacking a human being. Like you can swim with them.
But they can. They have teeth.
They got teeth. So like they give you food when you jump in the water with them, and you feed them. But see, when they said swim with the nurse sharks, I honestly thought like maybe five of these nurse sharks would come out. Nah, man, it was like 70. It was like a school of fish that you see, but it's a school of nurse sharks. And these things are long.
They frenzy feed.
Yeah, they're 9 foot long and they're thick as fuck, like super thick. So 9 feet long. God damn it. Fuck. And
Magnum Dom.
so they're all fucking swimming around you, and of course you have to swim, so your arms are like this, like frailing.
Oh yeah.
And
you mean your bait?
Yeah,
Your human bait is
yeah.
flailing
And
for the nurse sharks.
Dude,
no, thank you.
Yeah, exactly. And I remember I was going back, and I remember like I nicked the tip of my finger on a tooth, on a sharp ass fucking razor blade tooth, and it fucking freaked me out. And I was like, I gotta get the fuck out of here because they were just all on me. And I remember that kind of giving me anxiety. And I was like, I'm done. Tap out.
You start flailing like a dead fish, like a injured fish. Oh, get out of here.
Yeah, I don't care if
Probably
they're.
makes it worse.
Yeah, I don't care if they're like adapted to human beings.
I've been around. I swam by one nurse shark in Key Largo when I went snorkeling there, which was not the greatest snorkeling experience, but did see a nurse shark. I got it on GoPro somewhere. It's pretty cool. Everyone kept trying to go up and touch it, though. The stupid idiots around me, like because we were in like a tourist boat. It's much better when you have like a private boat, like you can do in like Thailand.
Yeah.
But like in Key Largo, it's super expensive. So you're on these boats with like 50 other stupid idiots, and everyone's drinking heavily, and half the people are seasick, and it's not a great experience when you're constantly bumping into people when you're snorkeling. It's not great.
Yeah.
Not great.
I hate it.
We sound like old men up here. We're just complaining.
Yeah, well, fuck it. I don't want people around me either, bro.
Yeah, F people. I'm like Larry David. I don't care for people too much. Yeah,
I totally understand.
I'm all about private.
That's why I like his comedy, man. Or his writing, should I say? His writing it's old man, but
it's
it makes
him
fucking
too.
sense.
It's his writing, but that's him.
Yeah.
That's just exactly what he's thinking and what everyone else is thinking.
Dude, Curb Your Enthusiasm. Okay, do you feel like that's a better show than Seinfeld?
Oh, way better.
Exactly,
Yeah,
I
way
agree.
better.
And some people like argue that, but no, man, Curb Your Enthusiasm was fucking gold.
I feel like Curb is what Larry wanted to do
Yep.
for Seinfeld, but the
agree.
network, being on a network like NBC, restrained him from being able to do that. And once he got to HBO, it was like he could do whatever the fuck he wanted, and he's doing that.
Mm-hmm.
And basically, he says this is his last season, but I guarantee you, HBO's like, "Hey, come back anytime."
Yeah.
Here's a blank check, bro. Like whenever you're ready.
See,
come on back.
I already related to him, but when I start to add aging to that, I just relate even more. To his writing and everything that he
apparently HBO has already shot a documentary that was produced by Larry Charles, the other creator of Seinfeld that most people don't even know exists.
Exactly. I didn't know that, man.
Yeah, Larry Charles, Larry David, and Jerry Seinfeld are the creators of Seinfeld. But
Yeah.
Larry Charles writes a lot of Curb stuff, but he shot a Larry David documentary, but Larry made him shelf it or something, not release it. So we'll see what happens with that. But HBO has a documentary about Larry David in the can already.
See, I don't know exactly what paragraphs or ideas or whatever that Jerry Seinfeld put into that. I'm sure he did a good amount of it, but man, his fucking stand-up sucks balls, man. I've never laughed ever at any of those dumbass stand-up things before, where he's telling the joke and he's like, "Hey, I don't know about the airline food. Tell me about that." You know what I mean? Like this dude, like nothing ever was fucking funny, and he's just not a funny comic. He's a good writer, as depending on what he put into it. But
what's the deal with Ovaltine? Why don't they call it Roundtine?
Man, dude, and I watched his before, he had the show, his stand up, and it was fucking awful, man. I don't know. I was like, how did this guy get on I think it was with Johnny Carson or something like that. I think he was on the Johnny Carson show.
I don't know how he got his rise. It was through stand up, right?
It kind of gave me hope, if this dude could do it, shit.
Oh, get up there, man. We got Laugh Out Loud. We got the one over there, the Woodlawn Comedy Club now.
No, that's not my thing. Fuck no. I'm not a stand up guy.
No. And we don't like people, so
I can write some shit, but when it comes to actually no, that's not me. It's not my thing. But it's so big now. It's like everyone's kind of doing it. In Austin too, that's the number one capital now, because Joe Rogan's trying to make it the number one capital, but it might be losing its luster. But anyways, but still, a lot of people like going to the mothership. I kind of want to check it out. But
is that what it's called?
The Mothership.
Oh,
yeah.
Okay.
It used to be at this really cool bar. It was actually my favorite bar in Austin. It was called the Ritz. located right
Put
in
it
the
on the
middle.
Ritz.
Yeah, right in the middle of Dirty Sixth Street. This bar was fucking cool. Now, before the Ritz, it was a movie venue or like a movie theater called the Ritz. So they kept the name, they gutted everything out, and they put pool tables there. So it was like a pool hall, dirty divey bar, graffiti everywhere. It was like right out of like 1982, like fucking breaking. You know what I mean? Where you go to these clubs and everything's like graffitied out. It was super fucking cool. So that was my favorite spot. I go there, I get a $2 Lone Star on tap, and I play fucking pool. And then there's like hot, like, you know, chicks everywhere. So like fucking perfect combo, right? So then that
Lone Star.
so that fucking movie theater gets converted back into a actual movie theater. Alamo Draft House bought it, and they kept the name The Ritz. And then from there, it gets sold to Joe Rogan. You know what I mean?
And now it's the
Mothership.
mothership.
Yeah.
Okay.
But that bar was fucking really cool back in the day. Really cool divey bar. But that's like 25 years ago. Long time ago.
Nice. Well, that's where the comedians are at that place now doing their stand-up.
Well, maybe we could check it out one time. I don't know. I think you might like it, man. When's the last time you've been in Austin?
Last Monday. I go to Austin every week. I have a job up there. Weekly gig in Austin.
Oh, doing the drones, right?
Yep. I got a contract gig working at a construction site. Can't really talk about it because I signed NDAs.
Hush, hush.
Yeah. But let's just say somebody by the name of Kelly Slater has a project in Austin that I've been filming for the last few years.
Kelly Slater.
Yeah. Basically the Michael Jordan of surfing.
Oh, okay, that's right.
Yeah.
I automatically thought of Saved by the Bell, AC Slater.
No. Yeah.
I was like, oh my God, AC
Mario
Slater?
Lopez. Hey.
Fuck yeah, dude.
Yeah.
I was like, tell him I said hi, bro.
No. Kelly Slater. He's an old man these days, but he's one of the best surfers ever.
Ever, huh?
Yeah.
Where's he
ever to do
from? Hawaii?
it. I think he's from California. I want to
Cali? Yeah.
I want to say he's from California.
Well, yeah, Cali and Hawaii, they're connected at the hip, I guess, right? They all like very
pretty
similar.
much. I know he's always out in Hawaii, of course, but
You've been to Hawaii, right?
no, I wish.
I never have
I've never
either.
been. No.
Yeah.
Well, it's not high on my list, to tell you the truth.
honestly,
I do wish I could go there at some point, but it's really not high up on my list just because I know how much it costs.
It's too expensive now.
And
man.
like if I'm gonna fly that far, like over the Pacific, I'm just gonna go to Tokyo. Or I'm gonna go to Okinawa if I need island life.
I agree, bro.
I'm going to Japan, like because you're already halfway there. I'm gonna skip over the expensiveness.
I want to go to the Philippines. What do you feel about that?
I need to go there. I don't. It's not. It really. I'm ashamed because I'm Filipino, but it's not high on my list either. But I need to go there because my grandmother, who I've never met, is buried there at Clark Air Force Base over on the island of Luzon.
Awesome.
And I'd love to just go and, pay respects to the headstone. And, that'd be like a mission for me to go there. And then after that, indulge in the Philippines itself.
Yeah. Passport, bro.
Yeah, there you go. Debauchery and
Yeah.
eat some fermented duck eggs and
Yeah, piss
You know?
off every American woman by going over there and marrying someone over there like that.
well,
yeah.
they're I don't want to be, I want to say it, but there's some gold diggers over there.
Oh,
When
yeah.
they see,
Yeah.
they like that green card.
They do, man.
There's
Yeah,
a
you gotta
tax.
watch
There's
out.
actually a tax loophole with property over there that is of interest to a lot of American men.
Well, it's kind of crazy because they passed this law. I want to say like 10 years ago because if you travel a lot, there's one thing that you're always going to see no matter where you're at in the world, and it's Australian guys. For some reason, Australian guys travel fucking everywhere, and they plant their seed
The
everywhere.
women too travel. I've met a lot of.
But you know what I mean. But
They get around. Australians travel.
yeah, but
they travel.
But you know what I mean. But when I say Australian guys, there's a reason I say that because they go there and
Bogans.
they fuck everybody.
They're called bogans.
So, but the Filipino government passed a law because all these Australian guys were going over to the Philippines, impregnating all these women for one night stands or whatever, and just taking off. So there'll be all these like babies and like women just like, what the fuck? So they passed a law saying that they can go and track them and pull, get them to pay.
Well, they
pay
did that.
child
They
support.
did that in Indo too.
Yeah, and Indo, because again, Australia is like the Mexico of like to them. Yeah, they go.
Indo is the Mexico for Australia.
Australia,
It's their
yeah.
cheap place to vacation.
Yep,
And
exactly.
it's a cheap 1 hour flight to get to Bali.
Okay. Yeah.
Bali specifically, yeah.
But see, isn't that crazy that the Australian dudes Because every time I see them, they're partying hard, they're drinking
They
hard,
party,
they're loud
man.
as fuck. I mean, they're fun. I've partied with them so many times. But every time I stray on Australian, I'm like, man, dude, this guy's fucking eating and partying.
Do you remember the Australian dude that was hammered in that bar in Japan that we were at?
I don't,
And
man. Tell me.
he was like just falling all over the place. It was that real like tiny bar that we squeezed into. I think it was called Albatross.
Okay.
And it was in Golden Guy. But you know how Golden Guy has these tiny bars that are like smaller than a closet, like a tiny walk-in closet, basically. But it had like an upstairs.
Okay.
And we went upstairs, and it had like a trap door in the floor. Where you remember we opened the trap door? You were like, "What is it?" And I was like, "I don't know."
Dude.
And I opened the trap door up, and it was the bartender from down below looked up at me.
Oh, yeah, dude. I love that spot. And we have footage, right?
I'm sure I've got footage of that door opening because I filmed it. Yeah.
You did film
Yeah,
it.
yeah.
That's right. Because, oh, God, that's right. I totally forgot about
There
this.
was this Australian guy there, and he was like falling all over the place, belligerent, knocking stools over, like trying to flirt with girls. And me and you were like getting pissed. Like, what the fuck is this guy doing? Because he walked up to us a few times and asked us some questions. We were like, get the fuck away from us, bro.
us,
Like,
dude.
you know,
Knock off.
We don't like people, so.
Well, no, it's because we
We're
respect people.
misanthropes, according to JC.
No, what it is because I respect people that handle their alcohol.
Exactly. He
And
was just making a fool of himself.
He was a belligerent tourist fool.
The waiter came up and was like apologizing to everybody. And he was like, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. There's a drunk man here. I apologize. Please don't interfere with him. Don't interfere. And me and you were like, hey, bro, you want us to throw this guy out? And he was like, no. We don't want trouble.
Well, it's because there was these women that were in the same room as us, and this guy was doing that. And I remember I was about to like get up and do something because I mean,
He sat down. That's right. We got to pull this footage now that I think about it. He actually, we were interviewing those girls on video.
Yeah.
And he sat down during the interview. So we've got him talking and being belligerent asshole.
Yeah,
I got to find that somewhere. Yeah, I forgot that we actually filmed that.
I feel like we told him like, hey man, I think you got to go. You're kind of drunk. I know that. I feel like we said something because he was crossing like these women's boundary and then our boundary.
I think we just told him to get lost. And he got all butthurt.
Yeah, he got super butthurt. Yeah. But guys like that need to be checked, man, because like no one's ever checked this guy. And of course, Japan's not gonna do that because they're super nice and polite. But we're Americans, right? And if we see someone knocking off, we're gonna fucking check them. You know what I mean? That's what we did.
Yeah.
We didn't do it all aggressively, all machismo. Like we were just like.
Well, we didn't do it. Yeah, we just like,
go,
hey,
just
man,
gotta go, dude.
We're done asking. You know,
yeah,
we're not asking you questions. We're trying to do something here. Like, can you move along, bro?
Man, you got to pull that footage, man, because I forgot about.
I completely forgot about it till you just mentioned it right now.
Oh, that was a really cool bar. That was one of my favorite bars, actually, in that little area, Piss Alley, right?
I think it was Golden Guy.
I think it was Piss Alley, man.
No, because Piss Alley is the one with all the cooking.
Yeah, but there's also other bars further down because I remember we were dressed in suits.
You might be right. Okay,
was
that a suit night? That was a suit night?
We were wearing suits, man. We were wearing suits, and I think we were just trying to record locals, I guess, or I don't know what we were trying to do with it, but we were trying to record and just get a whole bunch of footage.
We're trying to just do whatever the hell we can.
Yeah, because we're probably drunk off whiskey, just having fun.
Hell yeah, bro. Yeah. Oh, you're right. It is in Piss Alley. Yeah.
Piss Alley? Cool.
Yeah, you're right.
It's called something else, though, right?
It's called Albatross.
Okay, so...
Piss Alley's called Memory Lane. Is that what you're talking about?
Yes. So why? So I guess for the audience, why is it called like Piss Alley?
Because it used to just smell like piss. Because during the war, all the Japanese soldiers would go there to get hammered, and it's underneath the subway station, like the train station. It's just like under the bridge outside the train station, and it's not what it was. It didn't look like what it did today. It was just a bunch of like pop-up stalls, and there was no facilities to take a piss, so you just pissed in the alley.
It's so cool, man. Yeah. Like, you know that video game called Stray, where it's like a cat, and you're like the
I've seen it.
Walking around. When we were walking through that area, it reminded me of that video game Stray. Like we were the cats just walking around because it has like everything is wet or like dark, and you know what I mean.
It has like that Blade Runner feel.
You're right. Yeah,
a lot of like neon signs.
Yeah, absolutely, man.
Yeah, it was pretty cool.
I love that spot that you showed me, and of course, Golden Guy is my favorite. But man, that like those two areas of Tokyo were like my favorite.
They're not bad. I need to go back. We need to go back.
God, man.
Everyone needs to go there.
We always talk about Tokyo. That's because we love it. It's we love it.
I need to save some money. We need to get sponsored so we can go to Tokyo.
Yeah. Well, since I bought my car off the lot, that's where my money went for the year. So.
Oh, there you go.
But I'm going to be going to Colorado, so maybe I could visit Casa Bonita. I guess.
There you go.
But I'll be there in September.
Nice.
So
I kind of want to make a drive up there. It's not that far.
Yeah, you were saying like 12 hours, right? Or
well, that's
like that?
Colorado Springs, but if 12 to 14 hours. But Denver's a little bit further.
Some of my first memories were in Colorado Springs, man. Like my dad was stationed, so we were on the base in Colorado Springs, and I do remember there was like 4 seasons. You know what I mean? And when it snowed, it fucking snowed.
Oh yeah.
Like it was just like crazy over there. But it's a beautiful town. So I don't know. I recommend checking it out. I don't. Yeah, I would think there's probably things to do now, but.
I feel like I'd be better. I'd be more at home in Denver. I'm more of a big city guy. And Colorado Springs is nice, beautiful. The Garden of the Gods is awesome.
Yeah. No, Denver is cool, man.
I just feel like I'd be more at home or in like a Denver area or suburb or.
It's expensive, man.
Oh,
Denver.
I know. Yeah,
it's expensive, man.
If anybody's hiring camera operators in Denver, I am for sale. I am for hire, looking for a job, and I will relocate. I will whore myself out in another state. And at the drop of the dime, I'll rent this place out or sell this place. I'm out.
Damn,
Peace.
man. You'll just shut my therapy down.
We can still do just remotely.
We can do remotely.
Yeah, we'll set you up with a studio at your place and the microphone and camera. You just turn it on and boom, bam.
Yeah,
done.
All right. Yeah,
It's doable. I've done it. I've done shows where my hosts are in Hawaii.
Cool, man.
I used to produce another show while I was in Tokyo.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I used to produce a show that was based out of San Antonio, Texas, while I was sitting in Tokyo. I did it out of Montreal as well.
Awesome.
Yeah, and Quebec City. That's where we need to go, honestly, because Tokyo's, it's a lot of money, and you need at least a week.
Yeah.
Because it's a long distance. If you don't have a week there, it's kind of pointless.
I want to go to Quebec because you told me so much great things about it, and
it's a weekend getaway too. Like we could fly up there, 3-hour flight, and then go up there on the weekend and come back.
How is it in November? Because my birthday's in November and I have like 6 days off. Maybe we can do something around that time and do
November's going to be wild up there, but it's actually a cool time because they have all the Christmas markets.
Okay.
But you got to understand, this is North Canada, like North United States, so it's probably going to be snowing like crazy.
Man, I've never.
But that's also when the city looks amazing too.
So I've never, in all the flights I've taken, flown in snow, take off, landing, whatever. So obviously I'm very scared about that.
You may have, and you just don't even know it.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe you're right. But with all like, the planes being all weird for the last 5 years, and when I mean weird, I mean like crashing. Yeah, it's safe, right? Like, convince me, bro. Fuck, because I would go, but damn, I don't know.
All I can say, bro, is
trust the gods.
Hey, life's a risk.
Yep. You just gotta hop on and pray for the best. But it's only a 3-hour flight. Hope we get a We hope we get an Airbus instead of a Boeing, and we should be all right.
So JC in the chat says the Springs is cool. I'm glad that you checked out Colorado Springs. Still vacay in the state. Cool, man.
Yeah. I want to go vacay there, and I should drive up there. I'm telling you, I want to drive up there. I don't want to fly up there.
Dude, one of the most, and this is like one of the first memories I have, which is kind of crazy because, again, it's a traumatic memory. It was in Colorado Springs. It was me and my brother. We were like 2 years old. I remember I was like 2 or 3 years old, something like that. Super young. And we were playing with this little girl that we befriended on the base, and we're hanging out. And I remember this cat, like the stray cat came up. And we're like, ooh, little kitty cat. And the girl goes to pet the cat. And the fucking cat just like slices her across the fucking face, dude. Like I remember, like
evil little bastard,
fucking evil. And cat's claws, man. Like when they slice, man, it's like there was like 3, like it was hardcore, like blood flew. And I remember me and my brother were like, oh my god, we just took off running, freaking out, and like it was like a big thing. They were trying to find this cat. Like this little girl was scarred, because there was like some deep cuts on her cheeks, man. And that's one thing I remember about Colorado Springs, but it's beautiful. So go pay it a visit. Just don't touch the cats. That's all.
Yes, don't touch
Don't
the
touch
cats
the
in
cats.
Colorado Springs.
Stay away from the pussy. It's crazy.
Yes.
They're eating the cats.
No, the cats are just vicious. They're not eating them, allegedly.
Yeah.
Allegedly.
Yeah, that's my cat story. Yeah, cool.
That was a good cat story.
Yeah, cool. Yeah, poor
cat
little
story.
girl scarred. She's probably like watching this right now. You asshole! All the fucking scars on her.
Oh, man. Well, you've been listening to LG's House, episode 18, the coming of age episode.
Fuck yeah!
I can't believe we've done 18 of these things.
Damn, man. Fucking, it's crazy.
We may have to fuck around and do a daily show and do a show Monday through Friday for these people.
It's crazy being number 18, man. I mean, that means we can fuck old man, and they won't be in trouble.
You keep emphasizing that.
Duh!
I feel like that had a big effect on your life at some point.
It did. Don't touch me.
Yeah. JC's he was a native springer, a native springer in the mid '90s. Snuck into bars downtown. Oh, yeah, that's usually what happens. Most of the bars that I used to go to here, a lot of my friends have invested in, or they become part owners or full owners of.
Mm-hmm.
That tends to happen around when you stick around a place for a long time.
Mm-hmm.
You tend to take over things. Speaking of taking over, we want to take over this podcast scene here in SA, and we can do that with your help. So please subscribe to the show.
Please.
We want to hit 500. Once we hit 500, we're going to start busting out some members-only content. But only when we hit 500, because that's when YouTube will allow us to do that. And Gary's got some really good ideas for members only. We used to have this segment called Memories.
No, memory lane, right?
Memory Lane, yes. Memory Lane, like Piss Alley. Exactly. We used to have this segment called Memory Lane.
Yeah.
On the first podcast I ever did, it was called, I ever produced.
Yeah.
It was called Gary Uncaged.
Oof. Nasty.
And this man here, who's out in my backyard right now, just hanging
Raunchy.
out there in the heat.
Duh.
This show was, it came out of a lot of alcohol
Yeah.
during the height of the pandemic when we weren't allowed to go anywhere.
It's crazy how this is the PG show, but the Gary Uncaged podcast that we did was totally X-rated.
It was
man.
super X-rated.
Wild.
And it would not.
Too much.
That's why we
Took
we're
it
going
off.
to bring it back
yeah.
somewhat. We're going to bring back Memory Lane from
Okay.
the show,
Yeah.
but it's going to be behind the members only. So
Yeah.
it will still have the uncensoredness of it.
Yeah.
This is more of a, I wouldn't say this is a family show because
No.
it's definitely not a family show. And if your kids are watching, that's your discretion.
That's your fault.
Yeah, that's your poor parenting, but that's on
yeah,
you if
yeah.
you want to be a poor parent or
Yeah.
not. I mean,
Yeah.
that's your choice. And I was allowed to watch RoboCop when it came out.
Yeah.
And I was born in '83. I think it came out in '87.
Well, it's
So,
because your parents were cool as fuck.
they
So-
didn't care what I watched. I was watching Friday the 13th, like hiding behind the couch, shivering, like in the fetal position. And they were like, "Hey, look, Freddy's killing someone. You're not gonna watch it?"
The best death scene of all time is the RoboCop when they fucking
That's the
shoot
best.
Murphy.
The-
Like,
oh,
the
when-
hand, like give him like, that shit.
When they shoot RoboCop, yeah, exactly.
Well, give the man a hand.
And here's a pro tip for you streamers out there that have HBO Max or whatever the hell it's called. Director's cut of RoboCop is on there right now, and the death scene of Officer Alex Murphy is extended. It's a lot more brutal. Yeah, it's more. It's
Shit.
more. It's more. And if you haven't seen RoboDoc, the making of RoboCop, the documentary RoboDoc, it's on Amazon Prime right now for you to watch for your viewing pleasure.
and
It's
if you
amazing.
if you haven't seen the porn called RoboCock, like I highly recommend
it stars Gary Snyder and
Yeah. You know, like, okay, again, like with RoboCop, yes, there's some crazy villains and stuff like that we've seen in the movies and all this other stuff. But to me, the ultimate movie villain of all time is Jenny from Forrest Gump.
oh,
Fuck that bitch.
Biatch.
Bitches leave.
Yeah, I do not like her.
she dicked him over.
God,
bad,
ultimate.
man.
I
Denying him
felt
of even
that.
knowing he had a kid. She raped him, basically. She took advantage of a special education guy.
Dude, man. Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
come on, man.
Yeah, that is-
all he did is love her.
I can let Freddy Kruger, Jason, Michael, fucking Leather. I could let all those dudes slide. I could let it slide because there are annoying kids in your
Even
on
the
your
mom,
property.
even no more wire hangers. She gets a pass.
All those get a pass, but Jenny from Forrest Gump, fuck you. You suck. So that's it.
Yeah.
That's my movie review. Yeah. So
On that note, this has been another explosive episode.
Passionate. It's Jenny. Jenny got me all flustered.
It's usually passionate when I get explosive.
You know, I'll just talk about Jenny. Done.
Well, Gary's out. And I'm out too. You've been listening and watching LG's House on YouTube. The mothership is YouTube. But we're on Spotify and iHeart and Twitch, everywhere else you ingest your podcast, whether it's orally or anally or audibly or optically. We're here for you. Peace, I'm out. I'll be back later tonight with the Better Off Show with Jeff Turner.